The search for the man suspected of shooting and killing his ex-boyfriend continues this morning.
Yeah, just yesterday, authorities scoured the woods around the Anoka County Regional Airport in Blaine for the second straight day, but did not have any luck finding Lyle Ty Hoffman. He's now been on the run for 3 straight weeks. Nina Moyni is here with the latest on the search efforts, and we know it intensified after he apparently robbed a bank on Sunday.
Sure, and police believe, Jamie and Jason, that he's likely getting help, and that's how he's been able to evade capture now for 3 weeks. They also say he is believed to be armed and dangerous, and now again also wanted for a bank robbery over the weekend. He's wanted in connection to the murder of his ex-boyfriend, Kelly Phillips. Authorities again searched the area around the Anoka County Airport yesterday for the second day in a row, but this was the third time police had searched that airport area overall. They believe that Hoffman has ties in that area. An all-day search with SWAT teams, a police chopper, ended without capturing this fugitive. Authorities also believe he robbed a TCF bank along County Road 10 in Blaine on Sunday. This is the picture, the surveillance photo they released. They don't think it'll be long now until they finally capture Hoffman.
Our safest bet is he's getting help. It's very difficult to stay hidden for a long time when your picture's out there and know your picture's out there. I think he's getting assistance from somebody. If we find somebody's helping them, we're going to arrest him, and we're going to seek prosecution not only locally through the state system, but we'll seek it federally because he also has federal warrants.
Officers say they're not sure what drew Hoffman out of hiding, but possibly it's been a change in his situation or how much help he's receiving. Police ask anyone that may be helping Hoffman to stop and contact the police immediately. This has been 3 weeks now, long time.
And there were a number of sightings that they thought yesterday, but
Yes.
if you do spot him, you should call police too, because he could be armed and dangerous at this point.
Definitely, and for anyone helping, you heard the results that could happen
Yeah,
there.
absolutely.
So could be a dangerous situation.
Okay, Nina, thank you.
Prosecutors are expected to file charges today against a man police say hit a man and kept driving. The hit and run early Monday morning in Minneapolis left 23-year-old Luis Angel Cruz Guzman in critical condition. A police officer saw that crash, saw the car that hit the man keep going. The driver was arrested just blocks away. A spokesman for the Hennepin County Attorney spoke with the Star Tribune saying charges against 26-year-old Caleb Conway may come this afternoon. Police have said alcohol may have been a factor in Conway's action.
A massive manhunt is underway for several teenagers who escaped from a detention center in Nashville, Tennessee on Monday night. They were part of a group of about 30 teens who managed to overwhelm staff and break out of 4 dormitories. Police caught some of them walking along roads nearby and coming out of the woods, while others were returned to the detention center by their own families.
The national anthem performed as President Barack Obama arrived in Estonia overnight. The president still hasn't commented on the breaking developments out of Ukraine. Ukraine says the country has reached a mutual understanding with Russian President Vladimir Putin. So this means a ceasefire in eastern Ukraine, where separatists have been fighting for months for independence. The details of this agreement have not yet been made public. Also breaking this morning, the United States is confirming that a new video by Islamic militants for the group ISIS that shows the beheading of another American hostage is authentic. Mark Albert has the story from Washington.
The threat of ISIS militants in Iraq and Syria is growing more pressing by the day. Ahead of President Obama's trip to Europe, he signed off on a request to send 350 additional U.S. troops to Baghdad to secure U.S. personnel and facilities there as Iraqi forces wage their own war against the terror group.
I'm back because of your arrogant foreign policy towards the Islamic State.
On Tuesday, ISIS sent what it called a second message to America, a video purportedly showing the beheading of American journalist Steven Sotloff. They say it's in response to continued U.S. airstrikes against ISIS targets in Iraq.
If the video is genuine, we are sickened by this brutal act taking the life of another innocent American citizen.
The Sotloff family is grieving privately.
The family asks for your privacy, to leave them alone. When they're prepared to speak, they will come out and speak from their home.
In the latest ISIS video, the organization also threatened to kill another hostage, a British citizen identified as David Cawthorne Haynes. At a NATO summit beginning tomorrow in Wales, President Obama will try to develop an international coalition to help defeat the terror group.
At that NATO summit, world leaders will talk about possible engagement against ISIS in Iraq and in Syria.
The director of the CDC says the Ebola outbreak is spiraling out of control.
I've just returned from West Africa yesterday. I visited all 3 countries where Ebola is spreading.
He says there is still a window of opportunity to stop the virus from spreading, but too many places are sealing off the affected countries, which will eventually reduce safety everywhere. The World Health Organization says that more than 2,600 people in Liberia, Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Nigeria have been infected by Ebola since the outbreak began in December. More than 1,500 of those have died. Minnesota's health insurance exchange MNsure says it's struggling with a backlog of people making life event changes online. State and county officials tell the Pioneer Press that MNsure has made it a slow and difficult process to update births, marriages, and address changes. In Dakota County, it took months for nearly 80 new moms to get their infants added to their insurance. MNsure says it is working to fix this with plans to hire 15 additional workers soon.
This morning, the U of M is celebrating a huge investment from a Minnesota company. The university says Land O'Lakes has committed $25 million to Minnesota academics and Gopher athletics. This is one of the largest single corporate commitments in U of M history. Land O'Lakes is headquartered in Arden Hills. President and CEO Christopher Polachinski says they are investing to help talented young people as their company continues to grow. But a big chunk of this also will go to fund a practice facility for the Gophers football team. The university is hosting a news conference today to celebrate and get into more of the details of the $25 million gift.
Hot Mama is no more. The Twin Cities-based fashion store is changing its name to Ever Eve. We told you about this a few months ago, but today you'll see the changing of the signs happening. They'll change the sign on its flagship store in Edina to Ever Eve. CEO and founder Megan Tomte will unveil the new sign at 10 o'clock this morning. A lot of people thought that was a maternity store, so they needed to
Hot
change
Mama kind of
It's
implies.
not.
Right, it is not. And so now change the name and
go.
people will know.